Hello and welcome to another Better Auth video. Today we're going to look at the username plugin. How can we utilize a username and password system as an alternative to email and password with Better Auth? Before we get into the video, I just want to do a quick shout out to my Better Auth video. Feel free to check it out. It's 5 hours long, covers almost every concept in Better Auth at a high level. And we have 5,200 views right now, and that's awesome. So thank you for all the views and support. I also want to give a special shout out to Amonsri for buying me a coffee, quote unquote. Link in the description if you want to support. He gave me $1, and this is the first dollar I've ever made as doing this. So I don't know. It means a lot to me. All right, let's just get into the video. So username plugin. So right now I just have a Better Auth application set up with Next.js, with Prisma, and I'm using SQLite, so a local database. And so this is very similar to how I had it set up in the full tutorial, but I just kind of bare bones it, and we just have an email and password enable true. This should be SQLite. So I'm going to change it to that. I hope that doesn't bring any issues going forward. Anyways, let me see here. Right, so we can register an account. So I'm just going to do power at example.com. Okay, we can go and register. And that should be okay. We have a 200 status here, so that went well. So let me go to log in now. Let me go ahead and log in with powerexample.com, password testing, log in. And if I go to profile, we have our session. So I just have this nav bar at the top here to help me go through pages. I don't have any redirection logic. I'm just trying to keep it simple. So yeah, I'm going to sign out. And now let's see how we can implement the username plugin so we can log in with a username and password instead of an email password. Or in addition to an email password, right? Let the user have the option to log in with either one. So let's go step by step. We're under Better Auth documentation, under plugins, authentication, username. So first, to our auth.ts instance, our server-side auth.ts, we will add the username plugin, which comes in from Better Auth/plugins. So we'll import. Let me get my mic out of the way. We will import from Copilot. Let me disable. From Better Auth/plugins. Let's import username. Cool. And we'll go ahead to add a plugins key here and pass in username, and we have to call it. Cool. Now we're going to run this command npx better auth CLI migrate, which will add the additional fields to our database if we're using a database adapter that we need to work with the username plugin. So I'm going to go ahead and close my dev server for a second, run this command. Oopsie. Run this command. So now migrate. I'm going to go ahead and do generate. So npx add better auth CLI / generate. And then I think I'm going to do, let me see the help real quick. I'm going to do output. Output username dot schema dot prisma. Okay, it says the file username.schema.prisma already exists. It doesn't. I think it's a little bit of a bug here. Do you want to overwrite it? Yes, I want to overwrite it. So that's here. And now if we go ahead for a second here and compare this new schema we generated with the old schema, with our current schema, ignore these errors for now. Let's go ahead and add the fields we need to add. So you might not know because there's a lot going on here. So what you could do is you can go to the schema section in the documentation and see what fields are being added. So we see that the plugin requires one field to be added to the username table. This might need to be 2. So we're adding username and display username to the user table. So from this new schema username.schema.prisma file we generated, I'm just going to copy these 2 fields, username, display username, and add them right to the bottom of my Prisma. Then I'm going to go ahead and delete this file so we don't have these errors. And then I'm going to go ahead and save so it formats nicely. We have some stale data here, so I'm going to restart the Prisma language server. That should take care of that. And it's not formatting, so I'll just do it myself. Okay. And then we can go ahead and push these changes to our database. I will run npx prisma db push. Awesome. Okay, now let's go back to our documentation. And let's see what they want. Scroll back up. Next, we will add the username plugin to our client instance. So let's go to our Auth client so we can utilize the username on the client. And we will pass in plugins, username client, and call it. There you go. And now we're all set up to use the username plugin. So to sign up with our username, all we have to do is call the email function on sign up and then pass in a username. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go back to my register form here. And I think now I have a field for username. So I'm going to have to add this field here. Let's add it right here. Username. And let's add a form field for it. I'm going to put under password. I know it's a little bit weird, but let's just keep it that way. Username. Type doesn't make sense here. Cool. So now I'm going to go to register page. Well, let me start up my dev server. Starting up the dev server, and let's go to register. Okay. We don't have my username field. I don't know. There we go. So now let me register with a username. So let's just try to make it realistic. So I don't know. I'll do I need like a full name here. So Naruto Uzumaki. Email will be naruto@example.com. Password will be testing, and then username would be like, I don't know, Naruto is the best 55. Okay, so that's my username. Naruto is the best 55. So register. We got 200, so that worked out well. So now how do we log in? Right? We know we can already log in with our email. That's not a problem. Naruto@example.com testing. That should be fine. Profile. We are logged in. No problem. We have our username here too. And our display username. I believe you can configure these separately, but I think by default they'll be the same. Okay, so sign out. So let's go back. Now let's go to our login form and see what we can do here differently. And let's look at the documentation. To sign in with username, we have to call in signin.username. Right now we're calling in signin.email. So we should give the user the option to choose. So we should change this field to type of text, and we can call this field username or email. Like this, right? And we will get username or email. Please enter your username or email. Okay, and then we can do an if else. So what you want to do is probably a really good validation, but I'm gonna do the most simplest validation of all time. So if at dot, I'm sorry, if username or email dot contains dot, oh wait, how do I know the character? Dot includes, yes, includes at, then I'm gonna sign in with my email. Where email will be username or email. Okay. Else, I'm gonna copy all this code. It's a lot of repeated code, but this is just to showcase the email functionality. Username, and we'll change this to username. And there we go. So let's test it out. So first, again, I'll try logging in with my email first again. So Naruto at example.com, password testing. That looks like it worked. Perfect. So sign out, go back to profile. Okay, makes sense. Now let's log in with our username, which is Naruto is the best 55. Password is testing. Log in. We have a 200 status. See, it goes to the post route of API auth sign in / username, where before we went to post API auth / sign in email. So BetterAuth manages all these endpoints. Again, you probably want to do a better check for this. Use like a regex or a Zod validator or validbot validator to check if it's an email or not. And then hit profile. And look at this, I'm logged in again with my username. If you don't want to give them the option to log in with their email, just go ahead and remove all this logic. And if you want to give them the option to have both, do an if-else statement. All right, so that's how you implement another one of BetterAuth's plugins. Among their many plugins that they've been adding, username plugin, username, password. I think we all grew up using username and password, so I'm pretty sure for some of your smaller projects, you probably want to implement this way to authorize your users. And you can also update the user with the update user function. And yeah, oh, and you can also add an option for minimum username length, which is probably ideal, right? Anyways, thank you for watching another video, and hope you learned something, and have a great day.